You're just a freak.
Yo guys, this is Reinhardt, and whew, I got some shit out of my system, as you guys know. Well, let's get back in the groove, shall we? And this video is gonna be actually very important. It's gonna be extremely important, and it's gonna be full of... I'm gonna show you guys my side and what I do in arena sometimes, and I'll let you guys decide for yourself. The first thing I want to talk to you about is blood presence. That's probably the only thing I want to talk to you about in this video. Right now, as you guys know, the unholy presence got buffed from 30% to 55% extra armor. So it's roughly extra 25% damage mitigation. At the higher levels, it's not really that great, because before that it was like about roughly 51-52% damage mitigation in full PvP gear, and now it's about 56.57%. So it got up roughly about 4-5%, and you guys might think, oh wow, that's not enough. And I completely agree with you that blood presence buff by itself baseline is probably not that much, but I want you guys to pay attention to something really quick. Here you guys can see me playing on my luck, and right now I'm rocking at roughly about 25% physical mitigation at about 9000 armor on my warlock, and I'll explain you why I actually went on my luck for a second here. And this is in the fell armor, as you guys can see. Now I'm gonna be switching to a demon armor right now, and it's roughly gave me about 2.4k extra armor, but let's see how much actual mitigation it gave me. The mitigation went up by roughly 5% baseline. So what gives? Let's just think it really quickly. My DK got extra 5000 armor, 5-6000 armor, and his mitigation roughly went up by 3 to 4%. And his armor, and I'm talking about when you're sitting in blood presence. Before I was running at roughly about 30k armor, and now I'm running at roughly about 34k armor. So that 4000 armor gave me roughly about 3-4% damage mitigation, and right now 2000.4k armor gave me about 5% damage mitigation. And I just want to let you guys know the way it works is it's basically how the armor actually works. It works just like as resilience. At the beginning, resilience goes up crazy super fast, but the more resilience you have, the less it starts affecting you, which means that if you're going from 3000 to 3500 resilience, you might get 6% damage mitigation. But if you'll go from, let's say, 4000 to 4500 damage resilience, you're only gonna get about like 3.5-4%. What happens is it diminishes it with itself on the higher levels. Same thing applies to armor. So why am I talking about blood presence getting buffed, and why am I talking about why I should be using it more often this patch than the last one? And here I'm gonna show you guys with some mathematics really quickly. So here it goes. When the rock is opening up on you and you're rocking an unholy presence, which is 21k armor, when he puts exposed armor on you debuff, you're gonna be at about 6.3k. And if you're in the blood presence, it's 34k armor, and he puts a exposed armor on you, which is 70% armor sort of reduction, you're gonna be rocking at about 10.2k armor. Now, as we all know that 4k armor at early levels means a lot more than 4k armor at higher levels. That means that you're gonna be roughly mitigating extra 12 to 15%. On top of that, you're gonna have also 8% baseline mitigation from blood presence, just to be in the presence. So what does it tell you guys? It tells you one thing, that even though blood presence is good by itself, it is also great and freaking amazing when you actually get armor debuffs like exposed armor and Colossus Smash. Now let's talk about Colossus Smash really quick here. So guys, let's put this my theory crafting to a test really quickly. I have a rogue with a full tier 2. It's gonna open up on me, and we're gonna actually see does the blood presence really help. And I'm gonna run lags, but it's not very important, as you guys can actually will be able to see his damage. So let's get started right away. I'm switching to Unholy Prince, and I'm gonna have him open up on me. And let's see how much damage he actually gonna pull on me. He's opening up, he puts a growth on me just like a regular thing. I had exposed weakness and all of that stuff. And now he's dancing. Do you see this? 18, 18.7, 20, 25, 19.2k crits from his ambush. They hurt. They really do. So this time he's gonna open up on me in the blood presence. And let's look at the difference. Okay, he's opening up. He's gonna put exposed arm on me. He's putting exposed weakness. And now he's gonna start dancing. 14.4k crit. 5.8. 5k. 12k crits. Do you guys see 11k crits? Okay. Let's look it back really quickly here. So Rogue's baseline damage and crits went on me from 18.5 to 20,800 down to, let's say, approximately anywhere between 11,000 and 14,000. So that's roughly about 20 to 25% damage mitigation. And I think this is actually absolutely amazing. And I'm gonna talk about it later on a little bit. Now let's talk about the warrior here really quickly. 21k armor in Unholy Presence, 10,500 with Colossus Smash on. 34k armor, 17,000 with Colossus Smash. I would calculate about total mitigation anywhere from 18 to 27%, depending if they're critting a lot or not. And I think it's sometimes actually very helpful. When I usually duel a really good warriors, I actually go blood presence and I let my pets do all the beating and all the job, but that's for duels, of course. Let's look at the warrior's baseline damage, and this warrior is not the best geared, so please pardon me, but the facts are still facts about the damage wise. His Colossus Smash did 3200, his Mortal Strike did roughly about 5100 damage. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into Unholy Presence and I'm gonna have him do exactly the same thing. And let's take a look at it here really quickly, guys. So he's gonna put a Colossus Smash on me, and then he's gonna put Mortal Strike on me, and let's look at the damage. 3200 Colossus, 5200 Mortal Strike, 2200 Colossus over here, 4300 Mortal Strike. So damage baseline when mitigation when going blood presence anywhere from 18 to 25% for the warrior. It's a bit high for rogue because how the armor works in the lower levels than actually it is against the warrior. And the reason why I wanted to show you guys my warlock here in this video is because his armor is relatively compared to my decay when I'm sitting in blood presence or unholy presence, when I have my exposed armor and when I don't have exposed armor on. So guys, here the whole principle of this video is to show you that blood presence is actually a very good thing when it actually comes to mitigating damage, especially when the target's putting armor reduction effects on you, such as Colossus Smash and exposed armor. But people are actually wondering, why the fuck am I only showing you guys warrior or rogue? And in all honesty, I don't think it's worth losing damage when you're fighting a red paladin going blood presence. Even though his two-handed weapons got a little bit buffed, 5% baseline, it's still not worth it, simply put, because let's be honest, a lot of his damage are magical. That means we can actually mitigate it using our cooldowns. On top of that, when you guys fighting ferals, keep in mind, their blade damage is baseline the same. It ignores armor. So let's say if he is doing 2000, 3000 DPS on you with his blades, for example, I don't have hard numbers here. Now let's put it this way. Those 2 or 3000, they're not getting mitigated. And if your healer is healing through them fine, then there's no point in going to blood presence. But if, for example, the warrior is wailing on you like there's no fucking tomorrow, I mean, feral is wailing on you like there's no freaking tomorrow, and let's face it, for example, your healer is actually falling behind on heals and eating a lot of CCs, because ferals do have a lot of CCs, then sometimes it's really good to pop blood presence, get yourself topped off, and then go right back at it. Now I understand that I'm a DK and you guys gonna be thinking, oh fuck you, you're just a DK, I'm playing a warrior or whatever it is. Well, to be honest, the point of this video was showing the importance of the armor and how it affects at the higher levels and how it affects against the armor reduction effect. So let's put it this way, how it can benefit you if you're not a DK class. Well, simply put, if you like, go demon armor when the other team is going big on you. And it's usually a good practice. If they go hard on you, go back to demon armor because it's absolutely amazing. If you're a warrior and the rogue is starting dancing on you, okay, just go defensive stance, get your shield up ready, mitigate those damage, then get the fuck out of the way from him and bang him really hard. Or in that case, if you're a warrior and you're going defensive stance, might as well just freaking disarm him so he could pop the trinket, and you then can put him in a full throwdown and wail on his ass. If you're a red paladin and they're wailing on you like that, well, just put a shield and devotion arrow on, tank it for a little bit, and go back in a fight. Here's the thing, it's arenas, guys. Think a little bit outside the box. I'm providing you with this fact, and what I mean by that is, think about it. In arena fight, it's not always about who can train better. It's all sometimes who can actually play defensive better. So if you are actually going a little bit defensive when they're popping their CDs, that means you can go a little bit more offense when they're out of their CDs. That's all there is to it. Think about it as a rocking boat that's going back and forth, whichever team can mitigate the most amount of damage, put out the most amount of CCs, and put out amount of pressure, wins. So if the other team goes offensive, go defensive baseline. If the mage pops icy veins, go line aside his ass. That's all there is to it. That's all this video was particular is about. So guys, I showed you the importance of a blood presence. Whether you guys gonna use it or not, it's absolutely up to you. Some DKs say you're losing too much damage, some DKs think it's actually a very, very good thing. Think for yourself, try it out, and let me know what you feel. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you know anybody that can actually benefit from these videos, like your friends who are trying to start in the arena and get better at it, point it out on my channel. Have them message me and I actually will add them on Skype and talk to them. Thank you guys for watching this video, and до свидания. Let's thrive.